Ride along each week as we share proven strategies to strengthen your business, energize your team, and create the business success you've been dreaming about. And now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
Do your team members take pride in the work they do for your customers? Welcome to the Ultimate Business Tune-Up Podcast, where our one and only goal is to help you tune up your business so you can have the long-lasting success and fulfillment that comes from owning a solid, profitable, and sustainable business. Each week, we dive deep into a single topic related to improving your business, improving your team engagement, or improving your relationship with your customers. This week, I want to ask a question that's a key indicator for how radically engaged your team members are. Here's this week's question. Do your team members take pride in the work they do for your customers? If you're not familiar with my Radically Engaged Team survey, then this question may not be one you've thought of often. But those business owners who are clients of mine not only have heard me ask this question before, but they know how their team scored on this particular question. As a quick background, I developed a team engagement survey that views how radically engaged team members are in a business using something akin to Maslow's hierarchies of needs. On a bike, it's represented by the front sprocket, the big gears that are attached to the pedals of the bike. Over the years, I've become convinced that the riders on our bike, also known as the employees in your business, are the ones doing the pedaling. And the amount of effort they put forth when pedaling has everything to do with how engaged they are in the business. The more engaged they are, the harder they'll pedal for you, and the faster your bike will go. And to determine how hard our team members are pedaling, I ask them questions that fall into one of three categories, which relate to the three gears on the front sprocket of a bike. The three categories are my personal satisfaction with being on this team, my satisfaction with team members and the future I see with this business, and my satisfaction with the impact we have on our customers' success and doing good in our community. Each of these three categories are made up of 12 specific questions that help me identify how engaged someone is in the business. The collective result of everyone's answers gives us a RAD score that allows us to measure whether our team is becoming more engaged or less engaged over time. It's proven to be a powerful tool to help us know which parts of the business to work on and to improve on to increase the engagement and enthusiasm of our teams. I share that backstory so you'll know why I asked this particular question. This specific question, do you take pride in the work you do for our customers, is a part of the customer success category and lets us know whether our customers are getting our best efforts as we do business with them. It's a question that's critical to ask and important to know so that you, as the business owner, can make the necessary changes in how you lead your team to make sure your customers are getting treated like VIPs. Think about this. You've been to a restaurant where the service has been slow and not very personal. Then you arrive and stand just inside the entryway. The hostess or host simply says, "How many?" as you gesture with your hand showing them how many people are in your party. Then they look frustrated as they try to find you a table, more concerned with having to go through the motions of getting you seated and getting you away from their station as they are about greeting you into the restaurant. They place the menus in the center of the table and tell you that your waiter will be there shortly as they abruptly walk away and go deal with the next the next guest. Then, after waiting for what seems like forever, your waiter comes up to your table and simply asks, "What would you like to drink?" You respond with, "Just a water," and they walk away without saying a word, thinking to themselves, "Well, there's another table of cheapskates who won't even order something to drink off the menu." I'm not sure about you, but the way that some servers react to my ordering water makes me feel like I just violated a major rule. It makes me mad just thinking about it. Then, when they return with your water, they ask, "Are you ready to order?" with no attempt to help you with any questions about the menu. And while I didn't mention it, they rarely say, "Welcome in," or "My name is Joe and I'll be serving you today." Honestly, it's just not very welcoming or enjoyable when you're dealing with someone who acts and behaves like this. I could continue the storyline, but I think you get my point. Yet contrast that to a restaurant experience you've had recently where you were greeted with a smile and a "Welcome, we're glad to see you," and the person who's helping you is genuinely happy to make your time at the restaurant both pleasant and enjoyable, and where the server is helpful beyond words and has such a great personality and truly seems to enjoy their job. The contrast is stark and memorable, and my bet is you're much more likely to return to the place where they treat you like you're someone special. That's what it feels like to do business with someone who truly takes pride in the work they do for their customers. Is that what your customers feel when they come to your place of business, or when they call your office, or when you show up at their home? Do your team members truly enjoy serving your customers? And do they take pride in how they show up, how they dress, how they act, and what they say? My son came into town last week. He was visiting from South Carolina. I took some time to meet him for lunch, and I asked him to meet me at my favorite restaurant, the Frisco Diner. I showed up at the diner a few minutes early, and when I walked in, 3 different team members said, "Hi, welcome in." They offered me a couple of different places to sit, and I picked the one that was best suited for spending time visiting with my son. When my son arrived, he was greeted warmly and they showed him to where I was sitting. Within moments, our server came over to the table and introduced herself, asked for our drink order, and let us know to take our time in placing our order. When I told her we were there for a conversation and lunch, she was very encouraging and did not press us to be quick about it. Then, within minutes, one of the owners came by and sat down with us to meet my son. She asked all about him and was genuinely interested in meeting him. She was not the least bit concerned with turning the table or moving us along. Rather, she made it clear that we were like family sitting at their kitchen table. Everyone who worked at the diner treated us like we were VIPs. They said hi when they passed our table. They each paid close attention in case we needed a plate cleared or needed a refill of our drinks. There was a positive, upbeat, lively sense in the diner the entire time we were there, even though it was crazy busy as customers were constantly coming in and looking for a place to sit. We laughed and joked with our server. We had a lengthy chat with both of the owners, and when we got up to leave about 2 hours later, my son commented on how fun it was to eat there and be among people who truly love serving their customers. Is that how it feels at your place of work? I sincerely hope it does. One thing I've come to realize when it comes to taking pride in serving your customers is that it starts at the top. If you, the business owner, take pride in serving your customers, then your team will follow suit. If you, the business owner, treat each customer as if they're your best friend, your team will do the same. If you, the business owner, enjoy even the most difficult customers and make them feel like they're special, then your team will too. This is one of the areas where you have to demonstrate what taking pride in your work looks like if you want others to do the same. But if this is an area where your team struggles, then I'd suggest you take a break and go to the Frisco Diner for breakfast or lunch. You'll not only have a great meal, but you'll walk away having witnessed firsthand what it looks like when those on your team take pride in serving their customers. You can use the ideas you see, adapt them to your business situation, and transform how your team members engage with your customers. Do this, and you'll watch your customers bring you more referrals and introduce you to more of their friends than you can handle. As always, if you have specific questions or would like to bounce around some thoughts on this topic, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Having a team that truly takes pride in serving your customers is perhaps the most rewarding part of being a business owner. And share this podcast episode with your fellow business owners. They want and need the same thing, to have people around them who know how to treat their customers with the respect and courtesy they deserve. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss the line of choice. You won't want to miss it. Meanwhile, if you have a question, suggestion, or would simply like to connect, shoot me an email at rich@tourtoprofit.com. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to the Ultimate Business Tune-Up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. In the meantime, find more resources at tourtoprofit.com and connect with Rich by sending a message to rich@tourtoprofit.com. Until next time, ride hard.